See, it's actually worse than people realize. They're not actually allowed to dispose of that anywhere. Mm-hmm. So they sold it to governments as a benefit. Okay, so absolute shit they're putting us through.
There's a critical mechanism within that state that I believe Professor Paul Connett mentioned in a video that I made for him, was that there is a vague area within local government legislation regarding the distribution of toxic chemicals and the sale of registered products. It is illegal to dump toxic chemicals into the water supply, but it is legal to dump products into the water supply. So if they sell the toxic waste as a product, then they can put it into the water supply. Brilliant! Is it evil? But brilliant.
Yeah, there's some.
But they can't. They can't do anything else with it.
There's a couple of councils in Queensland, apparently, quite a few councils, that have stopped fluoridating their water, not for their health benefits or anything, because they can't afford it. Because they're going to pay fucking so much to buy this fucking shit, and it's poison. and fluoridating water, not for their health benefits.
Oh, that's awesome.
But because they can't afford the poison.
That's how he's the council's broke, so they can't buy the shit.
Yeah. They've been outpriced.
Just imagine one of these councillors going to his New World Order overlord. I'm sorry, Master. We don't have enough in the coffers to be able to poison the people as you asked. Why not? Well, we've been trying to supply them with all of the taxes and whatnot, and just stop paying them. They don't want to be poisoned. That's unacceptable. You are going to change your legislation. I want more taxes. I want more poison. If you don't do it, your head will be on a chopping block and a shopping trolley.
And I think that councillor got sacked, by the way. Yeah.
It reminds me of the joke about the. Do you know what happened to the wood shop worker who sat with his legs open next to the bandsaw? He got the sack.
That's better than you.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
He ended up beside himself.
Yeah. Well, and Mr. Volter says here.
Minds of what to do next.
Well, I actually do a little bit of a villainous repartee from my movie. You know, there's these two characters, Stormcrow, who's like a Native American headdress sporting black stormtrooper with horns coming out of his tusk and a huge 3-pronged spear. And then there's Darth Vapor, who has a Darth Vader mask, but he's wearing a suit and a tie and gloves, and he's got like a silver-headed walking stick, you know, that kind of thing. Stormcrow comes in and he's like, "What is thy bidding, my master? Have you made any progress on the list our asset provided?" "Yes, master." "Pump Skater Larry?" "Eviscerated." "Super Speed Senecas?" "Eviscerated." "Slow Motion Maurice?" "Also eviscerated." "Excellent." "And how's your new partner, Mr. Kim, doing?" "I'm afraid he's not doing well." "Oh, no. What happened to him?" "I eviscerated him." "Stormcrow!" Relax. I'm joking. Really? No, I eviscerated him. That's like the 8th partner this week. I told you I prefer to work alone.
Dude, you sound like the Skeksis out of, like, what is it, the Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the ones.
Roast nabbring. Roast nabbring, my favorite.
Oh, shit.
Like, I actually was listening to one of my back in the day, like 2013 one. I forget which episode it was. It had SpongeBob SquarePants in the title or something. I was doing it with the thing, and my impression of Patrick the Starfish and SpongeBob were like spot on. I like cracked up laughing so hard, bro. It was like, oh, SpongeBob, I don't know what we're doing today. I just want to stay home and smoke weed. Oh, come on, Patrick. We have to get out of here. There's lots of things going on in the world out there. It's just, I don't know what it is about doing. I just love doing, you know, and I think I'm actually reasonably good at it. Like when I did the Grind Spot, the movie radio play,
You probably get
I did, I think, 14, 18 voices. Yeah, I've just my radio play to Piranha Talent Agency and Big Voice. I tried to put one on there, but the file was too big, sort of thing. I've asked them for their email. Like my mate Willie, who I jam with and do in the band, he was saying, "Yeah, man, you should do voice work. You can get some real money for that." So you know, I've put in my applications, and hopefully something comes of it, because ultimately I need a way to finance my truth campaign and to provide for my children and just get the things that I need to survive, kind of thing. And if I could just like jump into I've got my studio right here, you know, you can just have somebody send me a script, edit it myself, chunk, and it's done in a day, and get a pay packet for it, mate. That would be great.
Well,
Let's see if I can get my cartoon working in. I'm trying to get a cartoon going, but my mate who's doing the animation is dropping the ball. He's made the characters, but now that I've started doing the script, he hasn't kept up with making anything so far.
oh, yeah.
But he has actually made all the characters so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, if any of those characters voiced, yeah,
Well, I'm
I
only
did
going to be able to
all the girls as well.
My throat's stuffed now, so I'm only going to be able to do one voice. So after that, it's a matter of finding other people who can do the others.
Oh, there's a bloke.
I mean, there's a character that Alan is going to voice. He doesn't know that yet. No, he doesn't know that yet, but there's one character Alan's going to voice. It's Bezza the Ibis.
What?
Yeah. You're the Nicky
Oh, there was another thing. Like, it reminds me of poo geckos. We've got these birds in New Zealand called poo geckos. Now, they're not indigenous to New Zealand. They're actually the Australian purple swamp hen. And they are bastards, right? They are vicious creatures that are really mean and real nasty. Like my mate Willie was telling me, he used to work as a bus driver and go like staying at backpackers and stuff like that. And there's this beautiful duck with her little ducklings and stuff like that coming into the back where all the backpackers are partying and stuff and showing them round and giving them bread and stuff like that. There's these German girls feeding them a little bit of bread. And this poo gecko swoops in, doesn't even stop, goes grabs one of the little baby ducklings by the neck and swoops off. And everyone's like, oh, oh, oh. And then the girl started crying. Like, these things are bastards, man.
That sounds a bit like
Sounds like an ibis.
The ibird. Yeah, that's right.
Ibis, you're a cunt of a bird.
Hey, DK.
Do you want me to go play that song? I could
Find it and put it on.
actually do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay.
I'm going to turn my camera off a minute. I've got to go exchange fluids. I'll be right back.
All right. This shouldn't take me long to find because I know it's on YouTube. It's really easy to find.
Oh, that's a very trippy looking thing. Okay, so there was another thing here. I wanted to thank Mr. Bushman, Bob Collins, and Mr. Volts for joining in. on the chat room with us, because it's always good to have people who are regulars as well as new people coming in, and the fact that they'd even give me a chance, to entertain them or inform them. It's something I'm very grateful for. So thank you, guys, for jumping in the chat, and thank you for those super chats as well. They really help out the channel, as well as leaving a like, leaving a comment really helps to bump up those algorithms. I think it was something like 70% of the viewers on my channel in the last 28 days have never been to my channel before, and that's because of all the people dropping all those likes on it. It starts to bump up that YouTube algorithm and turn my videos into the suggested videos that people will go to next. And I'm banking, I'm roughly 100% likes on my videos. If somebody watches my video, there's like 100% chance that they won't dislike it, which I thought was quite extraordinary. So I'm grateful to all you guys.
Cool. Just as an aside, I go on lots of panels on YouTube. You wouldn't believe it. I actually go on lots of panels on YouTube. And about 2 weeks ago, I was like, jumped on someone else's show. The dude had, I think I was on his show, and it got to like 23 or 24 viewers. And he's like, this is the most viewers I've ever had. Within an hour, it got to 141 views, and it was just me and him talking. And it got to 141 live viewers.
Mm. And that's good.
That's what I mean. Some people like me, some don't.
Yeah.
Why would that be?
I mean, at one point, D-Live was promoting me. D-Live doesn't promote me anymore.
Well, no, they banned you. Again.
Yeah. It's lucky I've got a spare channel.
Yeah, and I don't think people really understand like what it's like to have your stuff deleted. It's like, for me, it was very similar to what Jordan Peterson said, is that when he met people who've been deplatformed, it was like being diagnosed with life-threatening cancer. Like it's that big of a blow to me.
Definitely PTSD. I would say that much. It definitely traumatizes you when you find out that everything you do is going to be banned, no matter how much time and effort you put into it.
Yeah.
It's definitely traumatizing.
Well, speaking about traumatizing,
anyway,
watch the video.
Here's the song to traumatize Ellen.
The wood bird likes pecking wood. The bluebird's a bird that sings pretty good. Sparrows are a bird that are pretty cool, eh? But the ibis is a bird that drinks bin juice all day. A crow is a bird with a heaps mad squawk. A cockatoo's a bird with a sick mohawk. Chicken is a bird that tastes good and lays eggs. And ibises are bin juice drinking dregs. A goose is a bird that's chill like a duck. An ibis is a bird that's a picnic wrecking fuck. Doves are birds that represent purity. Ibises wreck picnics and disrupt the community. Penguins are birds that fall in love and mate for life. But ibises love nothing because they're dead inside. Swan is a bird that's graceful and that. And ibises aren't birds, they're feathered bin rats. Ibis, bin juice drinking gronks. Yeah, the ibis, their beaks are gross and long. Picnic wrecking jerks. They're the worst birds. Is an awesome bird of prey. A hawk's a bird that's a cool bird, eh? The eagle bird soars through the sky as it hunts. But ibises are bin juice drinking cunts. The albatross bird, the bird living on a pirate shoulder. Parrots say cool shit like, Polly want a cracker. But ibises just fucking come up and harass ya. A lorikeet's a bird with a colourful ibises can fuck off back to their home planet. A seagull's a bird that scabs hot chicks. A bird that's gappier than this is the ibis. They're picnic. I hope they don't come near us. Yeah, the ibis. They're bin juice drinking jerks. It's the ibis. They're the fucking shittest birds. wrecking burden on humanity, a dumpster diving bin chicken disrupting the community, annoying the general public at every opportunity, disgrace to feathered creatures bringing shame on the bird family. If there are any ibises watching this, firstly, there's no bin juice here, so you can fuck off. Secondly, get a job and fucking do something with your life. Sort it out. You're on the road to nowhere. Go migrate to that like in the middle of the Pacific Ocean or some shit. I don't know. I'm not your dad. I can't tell you how to live your life. Just stop wrecking everyone's picnics. Fuck, it's the ibis. It's the ibis. That's ruining your lunch. It's the ibis. What a fucking kind of a bird. Myself.
Honestly, one of the funniest songs I've ever come across.
Yeah.
I'm really not kidding you, eh? That is one of the best songs I've ever come across.
Yeah.
All right, it's time to stop sharing.
So you
Yeah.
haven't heard that before?
Yeah.
No, I've heard it before. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still just as good, you know. Like a song like that just doesn't age, you know. It's
Yeah, I know. There's just some that work forever.
it's still as fresh as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, see, that's the voice that I want Ellen to voice.
Well,
There's the ibis. That much of a cunt. Yep.
That's
not kidding you. I'm basing the character on another Aussie I know who is a dickhead. Yeah, Alan for the voice of it though. But yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of like it reminds me of how they used to name cyclones and hurricanes after people that the meteorologists didn't like.
I don't like Karen.
Cyclone Karen.
You been a Cyclone Karen? Or Hurricane Karen?
Fucking Karen!
Here comes Karen.
Cyclone Jacinda. That's gonna be a fucking level 5, mate.
Fuck yeah.
Blow me down.
This isn't just like Mary or some shit. It's fucking Karen.
You know, Cyclone. What would it be? Cyclone Muriel. You're terrible.
Oh, Muriel, you're terrible.
That's probably category 2. Category 3.
Yeah. Jacinda definitely category 5. It was just.
What?
Yeah, people aren't going to forget that shit in a hurry. Sorry, Dame Jacinda, and everybody was like talking about her making fun of her teeth.
I think they got the last letter wrong.
About her, so.
No, they got the last letter wrong. It's D-A-M-N, not D-A-M-E.
Jacinda.
And Jacinda.
Yeah. So you know, a lot of people were making fun of her because of her teeth. You know, they're saying that she looks like a horse. You know, people would say like, "Oh, what does Jacinda say when it's cold?" And you know, she'd walk into the House of Parliament, and the Speaker of the House would say, "Why the long face?" And then she'd pass a bit of legislation, and the Speaker of the House would say, "And the nays have it." And you know, the thing is about Jacinda is that she's, you know, they would.
That was actually a good joke, Vinny. Well done. I'll give you credit for that one. That was actually a good one.
But there's a critical misunderstanding that people have here: the difference between an ugly face and an ugly person, right? They say, "Oh, I don't want to see Jacinda's ugly face," and go, but objectively think about it: is she really ugly? Like, imagine. I agree, she's an ugly person, but imagine if she was this completely different chick, right? You go to a club one night and there's this chick Cindy spinning the decks and stuff. She's got this big smile, this bubbly personality. She used to work for corporate banks or something, and then she realized they were all full of scumbags, and then so she tried to expose them and then got fired, and now she has to work on a DJ for like $50 a night or something like that to play sweet beats that just keep everybody moving and full of love and energy, you know. And you're talking to her and you're going to ask yourself, is she actually still ugly now? And the answer is, you still can't get past the teeth, bro. You still can't get past those teeth.
She's so ugly on the inside, it doesn't matter about the outside at this point. See, the outside actually starts reflecting the inside.
Yeah, the beast within and without.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I just got a weird thought. I hate these weird thoughts. I wonder if she's a Jew, and if she is, I wonder if she performs circumcisions with those teeth. There's a horrible thought for you.
Wow, that is a horrible thought. Both me and Vinny are like, just no.
The show lives on the fact that.
Now that's the thing about words. Now that is the thing about words and imagery, is that somebody can just say a word and the image automatically comes in your mind. Your mind's got no firewalls. You can't actually block it. Woman with large breasts jogging down the beach in slow motion. All right, now you see them.
It's dead already. Yeah.
I've got a little smile on my face. You can't see because I'm behind my because
you should have been the place of you guys. And I said what I just said. Both your faces went,
yeah, the bouncing boobies. You don't follow the bouncing ball, you follow the bouncing boobies.
So, you know, Dilip Fobo has just reminded me my name for Dame Jacinda is actually Jizzy. I named her after the pimp in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and she just works exactly like a pimp, and just like John Key before her, she sold out this country a knighthood from the crown, and this is how you get knighthoods, in my opinion. But Sir Peter Jackson has got a knighthood. He didn't do anything bad to New Zealand. Yes, he did. Anybody who worked in the film industry prior to the production of The Hobbit had these things called employment rights. Okay,
was it The Hobbit? Was it The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings? I think it actually started with Lord of the Rings. Okay.
Well, maybe it started, but Hobbit certainly finished it off. He had John Key Prime Minister, who's a former Federal Reserve banker, had a meeting with the heads of Hollywood saying they are going to make The Hobbit in New Zealand. We needed to make sure that they could push everybody really hard, no unions, no employment rights, no overpay, no freaking statutory holidays, nothing. You are now all private contractors, and you have to hire a taxman or whatever, or do your own taxes and things of that nature. All right, that's what he did to this country's quote unquote film industry, and because there's such a small audience here, like we've got like 4 or 5 million people. That's not a film industry. That's a film service. The only money that people make in New Zealand off of film is when they're making stuff for those foreign film companies who are coming over here because of the tax breaks that the New Zealand government actually gives them for shifting their productions here. They're taking from one pocket as they're giving into the other.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we talked about this or you were talking about it. I was just in one of your chats. But yeah, we've definitely had I don't know, maybe a one-sided conversation about this before, Vinny. I can't remember if we did it on a live show where we were talking or if I was just typing in your chat on one of your shows about all of this. But yeah, we've definitely had a conversation in some about this before.
Yeah, so if anybody else turns up and it's like, I am now Sir Vinny Eastwood, you know I sold out, bro. Goodness, what did he do? What did he do? You know,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You get knighted, Steerhood, Dame, whatever. If you get some actual commemoration medal and shit, you sold out. Because the people who stay true don't get given shit. Oh, actually, that's all they get given. We just get given shit. But we don't get anything for what we do other than giving shit.
Well, that's not true. People give us encouragement. People give us likes. People share our stuff, comment on it. In some cases, they share very personal stories that they have. They share links and they share their knowledge. They give us money.
I was meaning government recognition.
Oh, of course. And so this is the main principal difference, to put a fine point on it, between government organizations and community organizations, right? Community organizations, everybody pitches in, everybody becomes a part, no matter how much or how little they all play their own a little part in order to contribute to the whole. Government ones, they just do things, right? And they take your money in order to be able to do it. And people have to keep giving them money, because if they don't keep giving them money, police or some other kind of government agent will come onto their property or whatever the hell, and basically put the fear of God into you, right? You know, this is how we know we're not free. If you stop paying taxes, you wouldn't just get away with it, kind of thing.
Now, you've got to go through. I don't even know if we can do it in New Zealand. But in America, there's a process you can go through to stop paying taxes. But it's about 3 to 6 months worth of paperwork backwards and forwards, completing this process. But if you spend this 3 to 6 months doing that, you no longer have to pay taxes.
Until they decide to actually do something to you, like they did in Ruby Ridge. That man became famous because he was homeschooling his, and he wasn't paying taxes. He filed in the courts and he did everything in a proper way, and so they decided to make an example out of him, and they executed him and his children. You know, that's kind of the risk that you take. Now, this doesn't mean that people should take risks. Okay, wars have casualties. People go into battles not knowing whether or not they are going to survive. They go because they believe in the cause. The question is, do you believe in the cause of freedom enough to sacrifice your sacred honor and even your comfort, or safety, or your life? All right. If you believe that, then go right ahead. You know, you shouldn't really have anything stopping you if those are your true held beliefs.
Not much to fear. Like, serious. I reckon not much to fear. What am I going to lose? Dude, I've got like next to nothing. What am I going to lose? Come at me.
I was talking on the show earlier. About the 24-hour news cycle, and if you're watching the news, like let's say it's Charlie Kirk or Trump or whatever. In one case, there was this trans guy, woman thing or whatever, and I was just like, okay, well, the question about whether news is valuable to you, this particular story, this particular show, is what are you going to do about it? Is there any practical way that you can contribute or benefit from this news that you're watching? In the case of the chick with the dick, what are you going to do? What are you going to go over to Canada and cut it off? You know, there's not really much for you to contribute in any way. Charlie Kirk is dead. What are you going to do? Try and hit on his widow? You know, like these things don't have any.
Like it looked like Trump did.
Yeah. I mean, these things don't have any real practical benefit whatsoever. The vast majority of the news cycle is just noise that distracts you from doing anything useful to destroy the New World Order's apparatus of mind control slavery, period. That's what the vast majority of news is really all about, both alternative and mainstream.
And most of it's to distract you from what's really going on. Like the digital ID, I believe, is the scariest thing that they're trying to push right now, because I know exactly where it's heading. If they get digital ID through, then CBDC follows, and then social credit scores follow. If we allow them to do this, we're screwed.
In Australia,
it is that simple.
Coming up in December, the government's apparently passing a law that's going to introduce the digital ID situation. And at first, it's probably going to be voluntary.
Yeah.
It's voluntary to start, but you don't have to do this until all you. And another thing, yeah, they're also bringing in a
Are you
social media
well, see,
situation.
I'm not going to be able to
You've
fly
got
over
prove
to Aussie to see it.
you're over 18.
Hey, I'm not going to be able to fly over to Aussie to see you.
Yeah. Actually, that's funny.
See, we were actually planning for me to go to Aussie in, I think, March next year. If they bring in the digital ID before then, I can't go to Aussie.
Yeah.
See, I was going to go visit Alan, and my mum and brother live in Aussie. I'm not going to be able to go to Aussie if they push this shit.
Yet. We don't know that yet.
I am actually angry at this crap. It's not funny. And I can't believe more people aren't angrier.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Amos has his fingers crossed.
Dude, he was the one who wanted to
will come in before you.
No. He said he was going to pay for the ticket for me to go over.
Yeah.
The only thing that is holding me back is waiting to see what they do with the digital ID.
Right.
See, I'm not even buying a passport yet. He's not buying the tickets yet because we want to see what they're going to do.
Right.
We're not wasting money on shit if they're going to pull this shit.
You know what you need to do, DK? Get in touch with Nana B, because she was building a boat, wasn't she?
That's been for about 4 years, 5 years now.
Time to get on to it. Hey, she might have it finished by now. You know, we haven't heard from her in a while. She might be ready, and then she can come and pick you up. There.
Yeah, I'm still friends with her on Discord, but yeah, no, I haven't seen her around for a while.
Yeah.
Mind you, she's having dramas as well with housing and shit over in America too.
Yeah.
She's getting screwed around lots.
New York?
Just out of New York, not New York City, north in some smaller town thing. But yeah.
There's something that this reminds me of, like the last couple of days I've been getting a bit of work done while I've been here but I've been like totally afraid that I haven't been able to get my work done or get into the flow or whatever. And I realized something, that it was because I was thinking about multiple different things. Like if I've got 10 things to do, I'm thinking about 10 things and doing none of them. But if I found that if I just like say to myself, one thing at a time, Vinny, one thing at a time, one step in the right direction, one step in the right direction, then I'm actually able to get a lot more done, kind of thing. And that's what's difficult about being a conspiracy theorist, and I say that in a positive way, by the way, is because the amount of things that we have learned that are problems, that are dangerous, that we could do something about, it's too overwhelming for one person. We're only one person, we can only do one thing at a time. Of course, I think Sir Ken Robinson talked about women having a corpus callosum than men. It's the bridge between the two hemispheres of the brain, and that's why they're better at multitasking than men. You know, they are. You know, when his wife was cooking, she'd be talking on the phone, she'd be singing to the kids, painting the ceiling over here, a little bit of open heart surgery, you know, and he cooks. The door is shut. The phone is on the hook. Anybody bothers him, he gets annoyed. He says, "Terry, please, I'm trying to fry an egg in here."
See, I'm not that bad. I can actually multitask, but it's the difference between doing one thing well and several things kind of okay.
Well, that's what Vinny was sort of saying.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So you do focus on one thing. You can do one thing well.
Women
I mean, I can do lots of things at the same time, but they're all going to be like average.
Yeah. Well,
if you can focus on the one, you
that crossover thing with the brain, what do you call that, Vinny? The crossover between the brain.
The corpus callosum.
Yeah. Well, that the reason that's there, I think, is because women, they are basically mothers, and what does a mother have to do during everything to do in being a mother? You've got to multitask. The bloke doesn't need to multitask himself so much because he's out there working or protecting, and generally, you know, that's what
you do realize I was a solo parent.
And women,
I was a solo parent.
That's
I was a solo parent for like 13 years, and I was working. So yeah, that doesn't hold up. Like serious, solo parent for 13 years, and I was working during most of that time.
Correct, but that the thing is, most single parents aren't blokes, are women, and
Yeah.
whether they do it good or not is that's debatable. Yeah, because a lot of single parents out there, some single parent mothers are fucking horrible. Some are disgusting, but I reckon in general, I would say the women may do it better because of their structure to do that. Like the present world situation, you can't really compare anything that's really happening. But the
Well,
thing is,
here's how it works. It's like they have to do it well, or else they lose their kids and they don't get a benefit. Selfish interest is actually what it comes down to a lot of the time.
Well, I remember I was looking into the history of Sparta and how it collapsed. Now, one of the main reasons why Sparta collapsed was because of women. Women were given the inheritance of the men who would die at battle. And in some cases, like she would be married to a lord or a king or something who died in battle. And then this woman who didn't earn any of this money, who isn't part of her that isn't part of her family or whatever, gets passed solely to her to distribute it as she will. And so women in Sparta had so much power that just like anybody with power, they prevented anybody from taking it away. Now, by taking away their power, they meant they would be using that wealth to construct things, to fix problems, so on and so forth. But these women didn't want to do that. And so Sparta, the physically population around that area of the world, and one of the most advanced technologically, basically collapsed into ruin because ultimately it was an unbalanced scenario. Now, men and women think about things and they work differently and what have you, but I wouldn't use the word differently. I would use the word ideally, complementarily, right? Yeah. And the word here is virtue. It is said in the Bible that a virtuous woman is worth her weight in rubies. Now, to give you some perspective on that, diamonds are 1/10 the price of rubies, okay? You can imagine how a virtuous woman is. She is nice. She is thrifty, right? She doesn't wind up blowing money, and she's entrepreneurial. And she helps people get over issues. She's very nurturing, caring, and she supports the man that she's with. A virtuous man has very different things. He's strong, he's controlling, he's forceful, and he's protective, okay? And he prevents. These are the things. Softness, women, hardness for men, so that when the men have something that is a real problem for them and it affects them emotionally, he's got a good woman to help him through that. And when a woman has a problem that she can't handle, some kind of big threat or some big problem, she has a man to help that problem. And they work in a complementary fashion, ideally. Now, what's problematic is in the late 70s, when the Rockefellers started financing through the CIA Miss Magazine and feminist movements, they managed to get another 50% of the population to tax. That's the entire reason for the feminism movement. It had nothing to do with your rights, ladies. It had to do with making sure that you weren't in the home, nurturing and your children and your man. Okay, that way your men would become despondent because they'd be like, what the hell is the point in me busting my ass if I get no love or respect out of it? And your children would become little brats and addicts and things of that nature because you're at the work all the time and you can't actually nurture them properly, and you make them feel abandoned because you have to put them into daycare with strangers, which when you're like under 5 years old or young at all, being abandoned by your parents to strangers is incredibly traumatizing, and so they break the bond of trust, and that's why your kids don't respect you and they grow up to be little pieces of crap, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, this isn't carte blanche 100%, like there aren't exceptions, but this is one of the natural products which we can see in bearing out in the statistics here today. And it all started with the theory of making women equal to men. I'll tell you what, you're not. Okay? If you were, you'd be seeing 80% of the suicides like men do. Okay? You'd be dying on the battlefield 97% of the time like men do. You'd be doing the majority of the workplace deaths like men do. Okay? We are different, but that doesn't mean we have to be adversarial. We are different, and that means that we can, if we work together, complement each other. It's not about strengths and weaknesses. It's about doing what we are most capable of to help each other through this very difficult life.
Exactly. That's 100% what I was about to say. No, not really. But yeah, you explained it perfectly.
Yeah, if you can find someone who's complementary, someone who's complementary to you, then you should be able to work together and things.
Well,
and that's as opposed to being disrespectful, you know.
Have any of us this last? Helen did.
I had a relationship
Apologies.
with a beautiful lady for 25 years. Unfortunately, she died, as they do. But it wasn't 25 years of bliss, I'll tell you. Like, there was a few years here and there where we weren't really friendly and everything. But in most part, we were. We fucking loved each other and we complimented each other. But that's what real love is. When you compliment someone.
Yeah, but see, most of us don't get that. It generally lasts, 5 to 6 years type thing
lucky.
Before someone bails on you.
Yeah, well,
does it really come down to luck, or does it come down with choosing? Discrimination is the word that they use. It's a kind of like a pejorative word. The thing is, you don't find the woman of your dreams by throwing darts at a phone book, do you? No, you curate your choices. There's this person over here who's got a hell of a lot of tattoos and narcissistic personality disorder, swipe left. There's this one over here who's a South African arm girl who's never been married. Give her a that kind of thing, right? There's very much a pattern to our behaviours as we go through life, and everybody's got some kind of a track record. So if you're with a woman who always talks about how horrible her exes were and she can't stop talking about it, the common denominator in each of those relationships wasn't each of those guys. The common denominator was her. Okay, and this is the thing. Like in abusive relationships, men are getting abused too, but they do not have men's shelters to the same and number that there are women's shelters. And I believe that this may be partially some of the reason why men commit the majority of suicides. One of the other reasons for that is men are taught to ignore their emotions. So what we're talking about essentially is a bunch of emotionally immature men and women who are being, in men's case, women, for them being emotionally mature because they don't want to have a look at us, or vice versa. And the whole is with creating your own personality and your own sense of self, i.e. the ego, is that ego needs to be destroyed from time to time so that you can shred yourself down and rebuild yourself back up. And know that you are imperfect and that the things that you do habitually in life are you. And if who you are is not who you want to be, you have to change all those habits, and that means destroying who you once were in order to create something better. And most people would much rather be miserable for the rest of their lives than shred themselves of everything they've got and start from scratch.
Indeed.
I've started from scratch many times.
That's
fully.
Been perfect. I had no issue. I'm just fucking great. Just ask me, I'll tell you.
Bloody Australians, eh? It's just like
Who asked him?
we're in the lucky mate. We're in the lucky country. We got women who stay with you for 25 years. We got 25 beers for $25. We got, whatever it is, mate.
Exactly. Like, holy shit.
Speaking of,
like my mate, my guitarist from Vinny and the Vendettas, Mike, he used to say that Australians are much, much more in general positive than New Zealanders. And my friend John Ansell, the advertising guy who told me that New Zealanders' quintessential characteristic, as in like the thing that we either are known for or should be known for, is a distinct lack of enthusiasm, right? And I remember down south to go to university in Dunedin, I noticed that like the further south in New Zealand you get, the less enthusiastic people become. And like to the point where we're at a crate party and there's like about 30 people around drinking, and the South Island next to me goes, "Yeah, it's going to be a good night, bro." And I my mate Liam who's from Auckland like me, and I said, "These guys don't look very enthusiastic, bro." And he goes, "Are you kidding me, Vinny? I've never seen them this excited." And
if only you'd met me in Dunedin when you were there. Holy shit. To be honest, you probably actually met lots of people I know, but I'm not going to just ask names. Did you know this guy? Did you know this guy? But you in Dunedin at university probably actually met lots of people I know, because my whole circle of friends was everyone who sold weed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So you definitely met someone I knew, but I don't remember meeting you myself. But you definitely met someone I knew.
Mm-hmm. And so, like the Scots settled the south, and
Australia, then I wonder.
Well, so many do, and the thing is, the climate is, I hear, a lot better. Like, for example, in New Zealand, I think where I live in West Auckland, which is like a microclimate right next to a frickin' rainforest, if we get 3 days without rain, that's like amazing. Usually you don't go more than 1 or 2 days without rain.
Really?
And oh yeah, it's moist as out here. Like there's a hell of a lot of mold, mildew, absolutely everywhere.
Wasn't it sunny most of the time that me and Alan came and visited you?
Hey,
I know, but that was because you were here. That was because you were here. Okay,
bring sunshine was me, or did he?
Hey, most of the time
everywhere you go,
I got hardly any rain.
And that was because when you came to New Zealand, it was after a 3-year period where there was almost nothing but rain. Right? I remember walking down by the shopping mall in New Lynn, and I noticed a bit of dry sidewalk at one point, and I went, "What the fuck?" Like, it shocked me. I was, I fucking wasn't prepared for it. I hadn't seen so much as a piece of dried sidewalk in 3 years. All right, it was maddening.
Yeah, well, isn't that amazing? Yeah, because when I was over there, rain was not an issue. I reckon hardly ever got any rain. And when it did, it was
no.
No decent rain.
We travelled from Christchurch down to Invercargill.
Yeah.
No rain.
Yeah.
Like one of those impossible things, travelling all the way down the South Island and no rain, and back.
Never mind the fact
that was actually quite crazy. But I think it was
the Burt Munro Festival.
Yeah,
I didn't even plan it.
That was crazy. By accident. Yeah, he wanted to go see Burt Munro's statue and shit. And the weekend we went down, it was actually the memorial festival for Burt Munro. Like, just one of those random things. Like, you think you're going to get a hotel, like you think you're going to get a room. It's like, no, this is the memorial weekend, and we're like, shit.
We did get a room. The reason we got a room was because there was this hotel that was full of cops.
Yep. Not kidding you. Yep. Yeah, and we even got shifted from the first room to the second room because we stayed there 2 nights. We got shifted to the second room. There was cops on this side, then one other room and cops on that side because we got put into a corner room. And we had cops everywhere and shit. I'm outside at like 9, 10 in the morning having a beer and shit, and talking to cops.
We didn't get pulled up for drink driving.
That was interesting.
I mean, thank goodness for that, right? Well, and that was another thing, is that people have this concept like, oh, there's good police though, Vinny. You know, it's like, no, there isn't. What are you talking about? Vinny? Okay. Let's say, critically, there are bad cops. You would agree with that? Yeah. How come these good cops aren't arresting them? How come they don't report them for beating people over the head for no reason? Murdering people? Raping women? Stealing shit off? Okay? Is that what good cops do? They just sit by and let that shit happen? No.
Yes.
Okay? They're all bad people. And they're all cowards. And they're all in a cult, period. And at the end of the day, the police as an institution is a very bullying institution. Like some of the people that I've interviewed former police prosecuting Sergeant Grace Hayden, Detective Natasha Suarez, and Constable Buck Rains, all from the New Zealand Police. I think Grace told me that the New Zealand Police are so you will either leave or become corrupted. Right.
Yeah.
And Natasha said that they basically in the police training, because you got all these young, dumb, full of cum and stuff like that, they are having sex all over the place. And when they get into the workforce, that culture either continues, or if a woman has enough pride in herself that she doesn't just wind up sleeping with half the guys at the station, they'll start spreading rumors about her and being nasty to her until she either does or leaves, right? And you got all these older ladies in the offices and things like that. They keep their heads down. They're really afraid. You know, it's just a culture of fear and bullying, and it really has to stop that culture, man. Like back in the day, I remember, the English Bobby on the beat sort of thing. Hello. Right? You weren't pulling up people for drink driving. You weren't pulling weapons on people. You were actually a respected member of the community. And people had to be respecting the police, because otherwise the police couldn't get their job done, right? If somebody robs your store and the community doesn't know who you are and respect you as a police officer, do you think they're going to tell you who it was and where they went and where they're likely to be found? No. And so this whole thing is a big issue for society, because at the top levels of the police, you have these dark occultists, high-level Freemasons, police commissioners, and things of that nature, like former commissioner, top-level Freemason, former mayor of Auckland, and convicted of corruption, John Banks, right? This is the culture that is in there. Remember, like in cult, that's how we get culture from. And so when they talk about police culture, again, I need to remind people, no such thing as good cops. They're all bad, just to degrees. And they are not there to be your friends. They are not there to help. They are here to steal from you, hurt you, threaten you, and keep you in line so that you continue paying your money to the slave masters who own you. That is their job, pure and simple, nothing more. Occasionally somebody might help you with a tire that's out or something, or do something nice to you, but you were only one person that they did that day, and the other 8 people they saw that day, they fucked up their day or fucked up their life. Okay, that does not make you a good person. Just because a murderer decides to spare one of his 63 victims doesn't make him all of a sudden a gravy train full of cunt juice that is sweet, you know?
I've said something about that, kind of similar, for I don't even know how many years. I have never met a good cop. Do you know why I've never met a good cop?
Because you're drunk all the time whenever they talk to you? That's a yes! I got you.
Actually, pretty much, yeah. The only cops that are good are the ones that, you drive past and they just look at you and they give you a look and you're like, cheers, yeah. So they didn't stop me, didn't pull me over. I didn't meet them. I've never met a good cop.
It is
that simple. The only good cops are the ones that don't fuck with me.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
And
as you're saying, they still go fuck with everyone else. I'm that one person that day they didn't fuck with.
Yep.
How many other people did they go fuck with after that?
and before that.
I told
Well,
you,
those little
never
PR
met a
exercises.
good cop.
And I remember all these positive PR spin things, you know, like there was cops dancing in an elevator during COVID or something like that to make them look all cheery and fun and such and blah, 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 give them a good public image. Need to do that if people didn't overwhelmingly effing hate them.
Yep.
You know, and hate's not too strong a word. I hate cops. There, I said it. I feel better.
Right, same. I hate cops too. I feel better as well.
There's something wrong
Yeah.
with it.
You need to learn some hate, boy.
Yeah. Well,
Shit, there's
how
people
long
out
have you
there
been
you
trying to
should
get angry?
not have any respect for,
Yeah.
and you should be angry at,
Should be.
because they're doing the shit to us on purpose.
There's something wrong.
If you
with
don't
it.
hate what they're doing, I've been trying to make Alan angry a long time. He only got angry at me once in the 6 weeks he came over, and it's because I abused a taxi driver for going the long way. And he got shit. Yeah, not kidding you. It's the only time he actually got shitty with me.
Yeah.
It's because I abused a taxi driver.
Which I think was
Yeah,
unwarranted.
not somebody else on his behalf.
It wasn't
well, I mean-
unwarranted. He went the long way. I told you he was going the long way.
Yeah.
And he got shitty at me for abusing the taxi driver. It's like, yeah, I don't keep my mouth shut, man.
Yeah.
Why would you shut up and let people try and rip you off? Why would you be quiet and not speak out about the things these people are doing? And this is what Alan Haggs got shitty at me about. The only time he got shitty at me was because I did that.
So yeah,
Crazy,
this is the other thing about it is that if we avoid conflict in general because we want peace, but in the Latin phrase, if you want peace, prepare for war, I think is still as valid today as it was thousands of years ago. And I think those of us who are unaccustomed to conflict, we're like gardeners in a war and a warrior in a garden.
Yeah. Better to be a
I include
warrior
myself in that too. You know, I haven't been
a gardener who wants to be. What is it? The other way around. Better to be a gardener who's a warrior than a warrior who tries to be a gardener.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
It's the opposite way round. It's actually the other way round. The quote is, "It is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Thank you. Thank you for correcting that. I knew I didn't have it right. No. Appreciate that. Thank you. Cheers, bud.
I love a spirited conversation, like sort of, you know, when some opposing views and stuff like that. But I really get fucking angry about it. The other person might get angry, you know, I've broken up more fights than I've actually partaken in, sort of thing, because that's just my nature.
Yeah, I haven't. I've been in more than I've stopped, but I've stopped lots.
Yeah.
So I am one of those people who runs in. I'll run in and stop fights. Like I'll jump straight in, no fear of my safety.